Here's Tatiana.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, we were waiting for you, Tatiana. We are going to start right now.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for joining us in our first Launch and Learn for the Changemaker Innovation Hub. And if you're new here, if you're looking at this video from our YouTube channel, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is the Changemaker Innovation Hub. I'm going to share my screen. And so Changemaker Innovation Hub is a non-for-profit dedicated to supporting Black entrepreneurs in Ottawa, and now we are expanding to other areas of Canada. Founded in 2022, this is a mission-driven not-for-profit social enterprise. We support Black entrepreneurs through training, mentorship, and strong networks. This is part of our impact. We have delivered over 350 or more business training workshops, more than 300 mental health wellness sessions, and more than 500 mentoring and coaching support, helping entrepreneurs from different stages, from just getting the idea to turn it into a business, growing to scaling. And these numbers have grown as we just graduated our last cohort number 4. We also have a physical space in the Bayward Market area. So we are more than a program. This is a community ecosystem. We offer a central hub for mentorship and coaching and peer support, but also our space is available for institutions who need a space to run their operations, but they don't need a space all year round. So we not only support entrepreneurs, also institutions in the community. These are our programs. We have 4 core programs: the incubator, the accelerator, the YES program, and the marketplace. And I'm gonna go deep in each of them now. But first I want to tell you about the Hub Marketplace, which is the space that holds our retail space that support more than 40 entrepreneurs and also held many events. There is also in the Bayward Market area, so it's a great space for our entrepreneurs to show their products. Also, it's a very nice ambience. If you are in the Bayward Market, go there and ask for a Somali chai. So about our programs, the incubator program is cohort-based. It's 5 months long, and there our entrepreneurs go in a deep dive from mentorship, networking, workshops, mental health sessions. It has everything, every foundation entrepreneurs are lacking to feel more supported. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs start business without business training, and then they need this support to continue growth. Our accelerator program, which is the umbrella that support these sessions, these launch and learn sessions, is a year-round support. It's less structured. The incubator is designed for offering you more a la carte kind of support. The YES program is the program that help youth into employment barriers through real work experience, and we offer mentorship and funding guidance. Is dedicated to tech and also non-tech kind of business. It gives the younger entrepreneurs a taste of what it is to start in business and kind of have that feeling of what to expect later when they want to really go into entrepreneurship. Also, one thing that support our programs is mental health sessions and wellness support. And these help entrepreneurs to understand that when your mental health is taken care, you are able to manage a business from another place, from a different headspace, and this is very important. And last but not least, Converge Summit is our flagship event once a year in a small business week in October. This is where we celebrate Black excellence, and this is where we celebrate our community and not only the entrepreneurs in the community, but the professionals in our community. Thank you so much for being here. Today we have the session, You Are Sleeping on Free Publicity and Why Local Media Matters for Your Business. And we have Ziyada Callender. I hope I am pronouncing your name well. And I'm gonna give her the mic. She is going to hold the session for you.
Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. You got it right. That's exactly how you pronounce it.
Perfect.
Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, and before you start, a little bit of housekeeping. Please turn off your mics. So as Ziyada goes through her workshop, she will be opening spaces for you to ask questions or to be more interactive. For the moment, just close your mic. Thank you.
Thanks, Patricia. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. Thank you to the Changemaker Hub for having me. My name is Ziyada Callender, and I've spent more than 20 years working in television right in the heart of local news and morning shows. I've worked behind the scenes, in the control room, in live production, and leading teams that bring the stories you see on TV to air every single day. And I'll tell you this, if you can think of anything that could possibly happen on live television during an interview, chances are I've seen it or I've had to fix it in real time. I mean, like earthquakes, fires, people fainting during an interview. It's all happened. And it was something to navigate through for sure. But through all of that, what I've learned is how powerful local media really is. I've seen firsthand how one story, one segment, one interview can completely change the trajectory of a small business. And that's become a specialty of mine, helping businesses understand how to show up in media in a way that actually gets attention and builds credibility. And I know that some of you here have already done some television interviews. Hi, Kafui. So you can attest to this, I'm sure. So today, let's talk about why local or AKA traditional media still matters and how you can use it to your advantage as you build your business. And we'll focus on what most entrepreneurs overlook. So before I move forward, I'm going to say I have a lot to say. Yes, I don't want to just wait till the end of the presentation for you guys to ask questions. Feel free to put up your hand. I will answer questions along the way. If anything is ever confusing or you have questions, feel free to ask throughout the presentation. So every brand has a story that's worth telling, and most of the time the work is already there. It's thoughtful, it's strong, and it's built with intention, but it just doesn't always come through in the way that it could. So most of the times you don't have a content problem, you just have a visibility problem. And that's what I'm hoping to help you guys with today. So quick show of hands. How many of you have spent an hour or more on Instagram this week? Be honest. Me too. Me too. Me too. Now, how many of you have actually spent an hour or more pitching or working on a pitch for local media? Yes, Winnie. I love that. But compared to who was online on Instagram, do you see that gap? That gap is the opportunity, and it's easy to fill. We're going to start doing that today. So we spend a lot of time feeding the content machine that is social media with very little return. Learning the algorithm is a science, and it's really difficult or near impossible to figure out, even for major companies. I work for one of those major companies, and it's hard for them to figure out. It's always changing, it's always evolving, and it's very difficult to become an expert in it. And that's the difference between social media and local media. Local media is immediate. Remember, the followers that you build online do not equal customers. That is the difference. Visibility in the right places will build your customers. So in my 22 years in media, I I can confidently tell you that we get hundreds of pitches a week. They send them on little sheets of paper, one pagers. I'm sure you guys have done that for your businesses as well. You've put together a nice pitch and you send it off to a news station, and you, fingers crossed, you hope that they will pick it up. But because we get hundreds of pitches a week, only a few make it. The ones that do, they tell a story. They don't just sell a product. So I'll give you an example. We had a bunch of pitches from brand new businesses. They gave us the one-liner. It sits in a corner of our desks. We pick them up, we go through them, and they all say the same thing. Hey, please come to my store. Please come check out my store. I just launched my business. It's very, very good. We think that that's true, but that's not good enough. One day, we had someone drop off a car seat with a fake baby inside, and the baby was holding a sheet of paper. I was intrigued. So I went, I picked up the car seat, took up the paper, and the first line in that pitch was, I bet when you picked up this car seat, you did it incorrectly. So I'm going to show you as a chiropractor how you should pick up a car seat properly that won't hurt your back. And I was like, this is great, because he wasn't just talking about his business. He was solving a real problem for me and for other viewers and listeners. It was a story, not a mention of his brand new chiropractic clinic. Although, yes, it was true, he had a brand new chiropractic clinic, but he did something that stood out, and then he solved a real problem. By doing that, it opens a door to have him come back many times on the show to solve other problems that people could relate to. So, in turn, because he positioned himself as an expert, he ultimately promoted his business indirectly. And that's what made him very appealable to us, to have him come back several times. And I believe we used him for several years to solve these real world problems. It was relatable to the audience. They loved to hear from him, and he gave practical solutions to everyday problems. So let's talk about what I like to call the art of pitching. I touched on it there with with the car seat and the chiropractic clinic. So I'll use that as an example. So if you are the owner of a brand new chiropractic clinic, your pitch could be, come to my new clinic, it's great. But we know that that is not appealing enough. The hook is what's important. So a great example of that would be why sitting is hurting your back and how 3 simple movements can help relieve chronic back pain. So with the two of them, with those two pitches side by side, the second one solves a real problem. There's lots of people, I mean, I'm one of them, who has back pain. If someone's saying that to me, I'm going to pay attention to what you're talking about. But if you say, come to my new clinic, it's great, sure, I believe you, but what makes you any different from all the other chiropractic clinics that are now opening or already open? So another exercise, guys. So I'll try it with another business. So tell me which one you'd want to watch. And you could be honest, it could be the first or second. There's no wrong answer. So the first pitch. Hi, my name is Ziyada. I sell handmade candles and I'd love exposure for my business. Or, hi, my name is Ziyada, and did you know that there are 3 scents that can actually improve your mood this spring? I'll show you how you can use them at home. Does that make any sense? Yes, perfect, perfect. So it's important to find a hook, something that is relatable and something that people will want to come back and find out about. So you're positioning yourself as an expert on scents. So you guys said two. I love all you guys said two. Not that there's anything wrong with number one. We've had people come on and or do interviews and just pitch their business. But the unfortunate thing is once you've pitched your business, there's nothing else to really say. So you wouldn't really be coming back and you lose that exposure. So most of you pick two, love it. I would pick two as well because it's engaging, it's appealing to an audience, it solves a real problem, it's relatable, it gets your attention, it stands out, and there is a hook. So I'm not hating on social media, guys. I realize that this is what it sounds like. I'm totally not. Trust me. Social media versus local media. Now, although they both have the word media in it, that's about the only real relatable thing I'd want to say here. Social media it's a crowded space in the cloud and algorithm driven. It's like I explained before, it's very difficult to understand and master that algorithm. And even when you do, it's already changed and evolved, and you have to do that process all over again. You're literally competing for eyes from everywhere around the world. A video that you post today could be viewed in Turkey next month. It could be viewed in Florida in 3 months. And it's very difficult to master that. But when you are using local media, you know that local media is curated, it's trusted, you have direct impact and access to people in your area and access to a whole new audience because as much as we love social media, not everyone's online. And sometimes your customers, depending on your business, what if your target is not people who are online? What if it's seniors who you are not looking to find that audience on the internet? You have to think a little bit larger. And although social media is worldwide, you want to start where you can have the most impact, i.e., fish where the fish are. So I say all this to say 50 posts, if you post 50 times and you get a couple of engagements, a couple of likes, less than 20 likes, you're still trying to master that algorithm. People on social media may not know A, that you are real, that you could be AI. Is it a legitimate business? They're going to try to find a website or something that would kind of solidify your Instagram page or your TikTok page. They're looking for more information. But when you are on TV, it instantly builds that trust. A strong media feature can do that. That's what you should be looking for when you are now starting your business. I'll give you another example. We had a little girl. She was 13 and a half at the time. She had a small business that she started, and she was looking to expand. All of her friends and family had tried it. Everyone thought it was great. It was actually a spice. She created this line of spices. It was very, very popular amongst her friends and family. She had a couple of small successes online, but she was looking to appear on TV. She had a fantastic pitch with some pizza and some spices for us to try. We thought it was great. We did the interview with her on the front lawn of her school right before she went to class. And it was fantastic. She was great. And by the end of that week, her sales had doubled. And she's now selling in Farm Boy and she's selling in other stores as well. But she got that amplification by targeting her local market. More and more people knew who she was. It was available in the area. She was able to gain that popularity and gain that traction through doing local media. Not that social media wasn't great. Once they found her, she was able to promote her online presence, and that also grew as well. So she used the local media to help amplify her social, and in turn, we had her on several times to do segments cooking with her spices and not just, here's my spice, it's really great. She was using that hook again. That was really important. So, like I said, I'll recap one more time because I can't emphasize this enough. If you are doing a radio interview or a television interview locally, people will automatically assume that you are legit. You can reach audiences that aren't scrolling every day, and you can reuse that content forever. So what I mean by that is the local stations here that will have your business on for an interview, for a segment, whatever. Once that segment is over, it lives on their social media, their websites, and you are essentially tapping into their large audience. So even if your personal or your business Instagram, TikTok page only has 20 followers, by doing a local media interview that has 1 million followers, you are actually gaining that audience as well as the one that you have. And that's living on their website, on their social medias for a very long time. You can keep tapping into that, and people will find that in their Google searches and help amplify your business in the long run. So when I said that social media and local media, they don't really relate. They're not the same. They're definitely not the same, but they definitely relate to each other. You can take advantage and use both together to help amplify your business. Yes, Patricia, you said the same thing. Also, local media has their social media channels, so you tap both when using local media. Yes, you get so much more. We want to work smarter and not harder, because once you're on there, you're good and you're opening those doors to help you go back again and again, as long as you have good hooks. So I see we have a couple people here. So I'm gonna ask you guys some questions here. So let's try something. If you guys all could take a few minutes, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. So it's 12:27 now. I'm gonna give you until 12:30. If you can take some time, you have 30 seconds to write out a quick pitch. You have a CEO that you are meeting. They have $1 million. You're getting in the elevator with them. It's just you and them. What are you going to tell them to sell your business? How are you going to pitch it to them? No pressure. Take some time. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, you guys had some time. I feel like you've already done this in your when you were setting up your business. You thought of this. So somebody pitch me. What are you saying? Who wants to go first? All right, Atiana,
I'll
let's
go
hear
first.
you. Hi.
Okay, so this is just assuming that you have studied French sometime in your life. So, how has your French studies been going?
Oh, not good.
Not good. Okay. Where do you find that you're struggling? Do you think it's with writing, reading, listening, or speaking?
I'd say speaking.
Speaking. Okay. Because most people tend to struggle in that area. Is it because you're afraid to talk to others? Like, do you feel very competent when you write and when you listen, but when it's time to talk to someone like a native speaker, how do you feel?
I can't do it.
You can't do it? Why not?
They're gonna laugh at me because I have an accent.
But you have the words, right? Do you have the words? You've been
Sure,
studying.
I guess.
So you do have the words. So it's not really a knowledge problem. You're just really afraid because you're worried what they will think about you.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
Yes. And that's where we can help. We have live conversation sessions where you can join us. It's like a community where everyone is learning and improving. You get access to like a French tutor who will be there with you, a native French speaker who will be there with you to help you with your conversation practice. And it won't be so much like a class, it's just like a community and you're improving your speech. So, nothing to worry about because we'll be there with you every step of the way.
Love
I know
that.
that slowly turned into a pitch. In my brain, it
Yeah,
went differently. But yeah,
I love it.
in
I
my
love
brain,
it.
it went differently. Yeah.
So if you were to take all of that and put that
Hmm.
into one sentence that would hook me, that
Yeah.
would, what would you say? I'll give you a hint. The best way to do those are to answer the W's, the who, what, when, where, or how.
Hmm. So, in one quick sentence, I would say French conversation practice for adults who feel stuck. Not perfect, but that's kind of where my brain went first. Like, I feel like I've refined this for a while, but yeah, right now in the moment, under pressure, I think that's what
It's a
comes up.
lot,
Yeah.
right? It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Hmm.
So I think if you were going to pitch this for an interview, I
Hmm.
love this idea, by the way. Yes, I want to
Thank you.
practice my French without having to go to class. Girl, I'm going to come to you. Um, but you could pitch it like how you can learn French without going to
Hmm.
class. Then
Mm,
I would say,
okay.
oh, well, how? I'm already intrigued. I want to know more.
Mhm,
Or
mhm.
here, if you don't know how to speak French and you're traveling to, well, we're right across the river to Quebec or something,
Yeah,
here are the 5 words you need to know that you have to keep, like something like that. Here are the
yeah,
5 words that you need to know if you're traveling and you don't know French at all. Here are the 5 things you should know. Or, like I said before, how you can learn French without going to class. I'm immediately going, yep, I want to know. How can
yeah.
I do that?
That's
I'm done
actually
with school.
perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's perfect because that's the sentiment that we want to bring across. We're not a class. We're more a community that supports you. So that's perfect, actually. Thank you.
Yeah. So when you're thinking of, don't just think about your business per se, because you want to try to paint yourself as an expert
Hmm.
in an area, and in turn, your expertise will sell your business,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. So when you
Yeah, it
have
does.
like the chiropractor, he's not going, oh yeah, come to my clinic. Like we chiropractor you up. You got to come twice a week. It wasn't anything like that. It was always solving real world problems. So every time he was on and we would say his name, we're also saying the name of his business. We're putting his website up and people are naturally going to go to him because he is an expert in that field. So the
Hmm.
same thing for you. I'm trusting you as an expert in French and learning a new language. So how are you going to go on and do several interviews, several different times, several different ways without actually pitching your business? And those are 2 good
Hmm.
ways. How to learn French without going to class, the 5 words that you need to know or that you definitely need to know if you're now learning a new language,
Hmm.
those kind of things.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love it. I'm
Thank
coming to your
you.
class. Hmm. Anyone else? Okay, Kafui. And then we'll go Kafui and then Naomi. I hope I said that right. I can't. Kafui is gone. Okay, so while we wait for her to come back, Naomi, is that how you say your name?
Yes, Naomi, Naomi. I'm a French speaker, so
Perfect,
Naomi or
Naomi.
Naomi in English.
Okay, perfect. Hello.
Hello. So my pitch is how to help professional immigrants break through the survival job and building a career in their field, in their town in Canada.
Okay, so do you have a pitch you want to give me already, or do you want some help on how to find a good angle?
I want some help about how to find a good anchor because I sent some pitches to some media and I didn't have any feedback from that.
Mhm. Okay, so your business helps immigrants find their first job?
No, my business is about helping professional immigrants uh, break through survival jobs because we know that professional immigrants, they when they came, they overqualified and they stay in survival job, overqualified jobs. So I help them find job in build their career in their field.
In their field,
First of
yeah.
all, by finding a job in their field, but also building what I call a portfolio career with different stream of income, but based on their competencies.
Hmm. Okay, I love that. That is so good.
Thank you.
And I like that term too, survival jobs. I haven't heard that before. So that's great. I love that. You help them break through of that. All right. So I would say um, some good hooks for you would likely be how you can land the job in your field of
Field.
expertise. Yes. So the top 3 mistakes that you're making, or here are the top 5 things you should be doing. So I'm not I'm not the expert here. You're gonna have to correct me on what they're doing. But let's say um, the top 3 things people are doing incorrectly, like you are not searching a specific area, or you are not updating your resume. Here's what your resume should look like. Here's what you should leave off of it. Here's what you should put on it. So you can pitch not necessarily overall your business each time, right? But it's how you can land the job of your dreams. I say dreams loosely, but like of your career, right?
Yes, on
So
the
here's how
field,
you
on
do
the
it.
dream and build your career also. I'm doing webinar every 2 weeks,
Okay.
and I think they're going good. They're doing good. So I have vocabulary and things, and I'm testing also my approach around the pitch with those webinars.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you. But my approach is more around how to translate your past experience in the market, Canadian market, how to network, and also how to start building, but have a strategy, a career strategy, not
Mm-hmm.
a job acquisition, but really
Got
a
it.
career strategy, how to build that from that day, from today.
Well, you said something very interesting there that caught my attention, which is how to network. It's a whole art. People don't realize it.
Yes, it
And
is.
I know you know. So just that alone, the art of networking, how you do that is a good angle to take if you're pitching a local news media or a local media for an
And also
interview.
my own story is also inspiring because I've been only in Canada for 2 years,
Oh,
and I
wow.
use networking all the things for 2 years.
Got it. Okay. So see, you can speak if you were doing an interview with local media, you could speak to that experience firsthand, which will obviously help with the interview itself. But remember, we don't want to pitch so much our business. We got to find a hook to that. So when you say there's an art to networking, you can use the angle of here are 3 mistakes that people make when they network, which is
Yes.
not looking people in the eye, not shaking their hands, whatever it is. I don't know. That's that's you. But you can use that hook to sell that interview. So remember, when you're doing these interviews on radio, television, whatever the case may be, you don't have 10 minutes. You don't have even
Yeah.
6 minutes. You've got 3 minutes, and that is including a host introducing you, then asking you the first question. Likely they're going to say, "Oh, how are you? Welcome to the show." And then you're answering that, and that's taking away from the rest of your interview. So if you have a hook and you are hooking people with that angle, you open the door to have you come back as an expert in that field. So many times you will be on, and your business in turn will get that exposure. So it's not necessarily
Okay.
about saying, well, my business overall does this. It could very well, but you have to find that hook, that angle that would appeal to the wider audience.
What do you think about what I did for only 2 years in Canada, the network techniques that I employ because I have only 2 years in Canada, and that make me like I don't know, successful in my career and something like that.
Absolutely. You're doing everything right. So you know what to do and what not to do. So usually when
Yes,
you're doing these types of interviews, it's always, well, if you're looking for a hook, the best thing would be what I just said, what to do or what not to do. Those hooks
what to do.
already
Okay,
grab people's attention. So it's, here are the 3 mistakes you're making, or here are the 3 things that you definitely need to do at your next networking event. That angle
okay.
is the hook.
Thank
Yeah?
you.
Yeah, no problem. Kafui, I think you dropped off.
Yeah, sorry about
No
that.
problem, no problem.
So mine would be, what if every piece you wore, carried, or displayed could tell your story? At Decathlons, we use our Warrior Stories collections as well as the memories preserved to preserve memories, to turn pieces into memorable keepsakes.
Hmm.
Something along those lines.
I love that. I love your business too, by the way. It's a very
Thank
beautiful
you.
pieces, love. So yours is a little different because yours is a tangible product, right? So
Mhm.
um, for you, because you have different pieces, you have sweatshirts and earrings and necklaces, jewelry, stuff like that?
Yes, and I do custom engraving.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I were to do a hook for you, it would be how your family history, or we can take your family history and wear it with pride. Wear it with pride, because literally you're wearing your family history, right? So
Okay.
you can have, and I know you've done local media here before. So let's say you have a Rosie Edda on. Like her family is from Nigeria, I believe, and
Hmm.
you're gonna take her, whatever it is you do. I'm so sorry. I don't know the process how you grab
It's
people's stuff,
okay.
but your pitch could be that, Rosie, let me show you your family's history, and we're going to put it in a necklace, a sweater,
Hmm.
or earrings or something. I'm not sure, but I'll show you how easy it is to do. It takes 2 minutes to do. You tell me what it is and I can do it. I'll show you how easy it is. So for
Okay.
you, because it's a tangible product, it's it's not as easy to come up with those angles or those hooks, or you could say, oh, I can do several different ideas, but it still is possible. You just have to work a little bit more to find that hook,
Okay.
right? So yeah, I'd say that.
Thank you.
No problem. Anyone else? Perfect. I know this was hard. It's just finding that shift, and it's really difficult to do that sometimes where you think, okay, well, I only have 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So what am I going to talk about? I can't possibly give my whole business story in that time. That's the point. Don't just sell your business, sell something useful for the viewers or listeners to rely on and come back to you for. That's the shift that media is looking for. Okay. So, real talk. Again, I'm not hating on social media. I love social media. I think when you start a new business, you don't have a lot of budget. You may not have a lot of idea or plan on how you want to roll out online. A lot of people use influencers or micro influencers, and that's great. It's a great way to get exposure online for your product or your business. But remember, influencers can introduce you, but it's the media that validates you. So you can focus on social media, but I don't want you to forget about local media, because once you are on radio, television, that will build long-term trust with the people directly around you. And that is how businesses grow. So I'll give you a secret from live morning TV. Here's the golden rule that we use. You have 7 seconds to prove you belong there. After 7 seconds, the viewer has already decided, am I paying attention or am I tuning out? So after 7 seconds, that's by the host's second question, our viewers have already decided whether they're tuning you out. So when you're doing any sort of interviews, remember, the viewers are not just sitting down to watch your interview. As much as we are so passionate about our business and passionate about the hook that we're bringing our viewers, they're doing other things, getting ready for their day, getting out of the shower, making breakfast, making their kids breakfast, running out the door. They're not paying attention. So what we like to call the flaming chainsaw technique. So if I'm standing here and I'm juggling some flaming chainsaws, what is it that you're going to do to make me stop what I'm doing and watch you? So if I'm getting my child ready for school and I'm making his lunch and I'm talking to him and you're on TV and you're talking about your business and you're just talking, I'm not going to pay attention to you. So what is it that you can do that will grab people's attention and make them stop to look at you for those 7 seconds? So think visual, think something that would appeal to a lot of people, and try to use that angle to get people's attention. So start strong when you're doing interviews, start clear, start with something useful or interesting right away, because if you lose your viewers, you're not going to get them back. So the moment you stop performing and start connecting, people will start listening to you. But you actually have to start right away. And oftentimes you'll hear people say, "Oh, I was just getting into it," or "I just started getting comfortable and then the interview was done." That's because you have to dive right in. I'll also say that when you are doing interviews, the time goes by very fast. And a lot of times, even if it's not live and it's just a taped interview or a quick clip, which has happened to some of you guys here on this call, you can talk to someone for 10 minutes and you say, "Oh my gosh, that was really good." They're only going to use max 30 seconds, maybe a minute. So you have to think about intention and attention to what you're saying. How are you going to grab their attention? How are you going to keep their attention? And what are you going to give them in terms of something useful, of information that they can take back with them? Okay, so I'll leave you with this because I just realized the time. Sorry, Patricia. Remember, you don't need to go viral to grow your business. Going viral is great, but it's so hit or miss. For every 1,000 people, maybe one person might get a viral hit, and it doesn't necessarily even have to do with their business per se. So you don't need to go viral. You just need to be visible in the right places and in front of the right people and with the right message. So local or traditional media gives you that opportunity. So don't just ask, "Hey, okay, so let me come up with a post. What should I post next?" You have to start asking, what do I have that people need to hear? What is it that I can give them that they need to do? Because when you can shift that, then everything will shift for you. It's a whole domino effect. So I'd like for you guys today to think about your business differently. And if you have a story idea, I know not everybody was able to pitch their business, but if you are looking for a good angle, you're not sure how to position, feel free to reach out to me. That's my email address, precisionmediacoaching@gmail.com. I'm always happy to point you in the right direction or help you think through your angle, because your story is super important. I love that you guys have taken the step to start your own businesses. Don't let the magnitude of starting your business stop you. You have the opportunity to get some great exposure for free through local interviews on radio and television. Your story matters. You just have to make sure the right people hear it. So keep that in mind, okay? You've got this.
Oh my God, this
Thanks,
was amazing.
guys.
Thank you so much, Ziyada, and thank you for everybody that joined us today. For the people that couldn't make it to the session, this is going to be published on YouTube. For you that attended and want to review, also we will send you the link by email. And keep your eye on your email because we will be sending the invitation for the next sessions. We are planning to hold this twice a month in different subjects that are key for us entrepreneurs. So we will see you next month in the following session. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.